Man, so you guys are out on the road right now, man. You guys are out supporting Awaken the Fire, and it's hard to
Hmm.
believe that the album hasn't even been out for a year yet. I mean, it came out back in February, in the middle of the Hell Yeah tour. Let's talk about
Yep.
that. I mean, that is like the perfect tour to have this album released during. Can you take me through a little bit what it was like to finally get that album released during that specific tour and that time?
That was incredible. I mean, firstly, just to be on tour with a band like that is incredible. I mean, obviously, Vinnie Paul, huge. Like
Hmm.
one of the, I would say, gods of this genre.
Yeah.
So inspiring. And Hallie, just such an awesome bunch of dudes, great band. And so we were super stoked to be on that tour, and then to, I don't know, find out that our album was finally to be released. I mean, we had a first album that never got released, in stores and that kind of thing in the US. So
Hmm.
it was an incredible feeling, and I mean more so because with Awaken the Fire, we we only, we produced it ourselves. We recorded it ourselves, which meant the three of us, myself and my two brothers, were the only people in the rooms while we were recording that, and we wrote all the music ourselves, and we just played the music that we really believed in, not listening to what anyone else would say would be successful or what we should do or that kind of thing. So to have it come out like that was a real, I think personal triumph for us as well, to be able to have this album out there and have people bring it up to us at the shows and to be so excited for them to go and take it home and listen to it.
Definitely. I mean, I remember seeing you guys last year a couple times. The album hadn't even been released, but "Love the Way You Hate Me" was the single
Yep,
at the time. And
yep,
this isn't exactly the first release from you guys. You guys have been around for a while.
no.
But this is by far, the most success you guys have had as far as a record goes. What is it about Awaken the Fire that you think has made it the most successful you guys have had so far?
um, I mean, I think honestly for us, I don't know. I like to think that it's the fact that we did, exactly what we wanted to, and we weren't afraid to try any crazy ideas. When we made the record, we weren't concerned with whether it was going to be successful. We weren't concerned with, we in a huge studio racking up this big budget that we're going to be in debt for the rest of our lives. We made
Right.
the record. We made the first half while we were on tour. We made that in hotel rooms
Wow.
every night after the show. And the second half of the album we made in a lake house, just the three of us in Michigan. And so, it was really, I guess, organic in that respect. We took the energy of playing live shows, and we took, I guess, the passion that we have with those live shows, and we took that into the music. And so it was really free. We weren't spending a lot of time going, God, should we say this? Will more people relate to it if we say this? Or what kind of music's big right now? Anything like that. We just, we just had this music that we really wanted to get out there.
Nice. And speaking of the music, the new single, Become the Enemy, which is one of my favorite tracks on the record. It's like the
Thank you,
perfect,
man.
oh, definitely. It really fits the mold of what the album talks about. I mean, it's right on track. It's the third single, obviously, Love the Way You Hate Me and then Wish You Hell were the first two. Tell me a little bit about where "Become the Enemy" came from. What inspired that song? And it's one of the strongest ones on the album.
Thank you, man. I mean, thematically, what inspired the song for me was, a really close friend of mine that was, dealing with, I guess, different addictions, and really falling down into that deep, dark hole. And I was one of the last people, really there, trying to pull them out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they keep going back into it, and it reached the point that I was getting, sucked in it myself.
Huh.
Because when somebody's in that place, they're not, they can't think of anything else apart from that, and it's a really negative cycle. And
Mhm.
so that was about, I guess, that feeling of trying to help someone, trying to pull them out of something, and they end up turning on you, you know. And it's a powerful message that just came out straight away. And so we kind of, you know, that was the lyrical meaning behind the song. And then I think musically it was just about capturing that energy of a live show, you know, just capturing that emotion and that intensity. They just seem to fit really well together.
Yeah, I mean, you guys live is just insane. I mean, it's
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's not the longest set ever, but you pack so much into the time that you guys have on stage. I mean, you even throw some AC/DC in there on stage too, which is awesome.
I know, man. I know, it's cool. I mean, this tour we've been doing an hour set. You know, we're out with 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
So we're getting to do an hour set, which is incredible. You know, I mean, having played half an hour sets for the last couple of years, it's amazing to get to play, you know, majority of songs from Awaken the Fire, and yeah, throw in some pigeon drum solos in there, do some AC/DC, get out in the crowd and scream with them.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. I mean, for us, you know, we're really stoked to be on stage, you know, so we don't just want to, I don't know, it would be impossible for us, I think, to be out there and act like we didn't care. You know, I mean, we just want to put everything we can in it to make it as much fun for us and hopefully as much fun for the people in the crowd.
Definitely. You touched on the didgeridoo, which I gotta bring up because it's such a staple of your show. I mean, it's you start the show with it, and then obviously a couple songs here and there you throw it in. At what point did you realize you wanted to bring that into the music, and how long have you been playing?
Well, I mean, I think, how long have I been playing? Maybe 8 years, I think. Okay. Maybe like that, maybe 9 years, something like that. Nice. I think we, you know, when we first moved from New Zealand up to Vancouver, Canada, to kind of play around the clubs there and kind of try and, I don't know, grow as a live band, I think, and try and break into touring the States from that way. And so when we moved to Vancouver and, you know, nobody knew who we were. We didn't have that, what we call the renter crowd, which is like your family and friends that come out to every show and cheer for you, whether you're good or you're terrible, you know?
Right.
We started playing to, you know, people who nobody knew us. You know, nobody automatically stopped and watched the stage just because we stood up there. So we started incorporating the didgeridoo into the intro of our set because we knew it would be the fastest way to get people to just turn around from the bar and just become transfixed on the stage. And then, so we would use it like that. And then when we got to Love the Way You Hate Me, you know, we got sort of 2/3 through the song and we didn't know what to do next, but we knew we wanted to do something cool and different. And we had this didgeridoo, you know, it was in the corner of the room, and we're like, you know what, we haven't played much didgeridoo on the album, and we've never heard didgeridoo played with metal, played with hard rock, and you know, I wonder what it sounds like. Basically, that was how it started.
Nice.
And then we went in and did it, and we listened back to it, and we're like, man, this is cool. You know, we might be the only people in the world that think so, but you know, we think it's incredible. So, so we started. That was really the first song that we started bringing it in to the music of what we did.
Okay. Very cool. And you guys are going to be, I mean, it's always cool when you see that at, you know, at a place like Pierre's in Fort Wayne, of course. But I can only imagine.
Love Pierre's, man.
Oh my God. Who doesn't love Pierre's? It's just, it's just an awesome place. I mean, I love it.
Sure is.
But I mean, I can only imagine the atmosphere when you're at like a Rock on the Range or Rocklahoma, and it's a ridiculous crowd. I mean, what were those shows like for you this year? I know you're playing Louder Than Life in Louisville in October this year. So it's kind of like a Rock on the Range in the fall, which is going to be cool.
Yeah, I mean, those shows are incredible, man. I mean, you know, to have such a huge crowd that's got so much energy, I mean, that's just amazing, you know, because, I mean, we literally throw every ounce of everything we have into the show, you know. So to do that in front of a crowd that has at least as much energy, if we do, if not more, I mean, it's like those are the moments that you write the music for, you know?
Right, definitely. So, I mean, finally, my next question, I mean, we talked about it a minute ago. Are you coming back to Pierre's anytime soon? can we look forward to you playing Pierre's again soon?
Man, I'm sure we will. I've got to check our tour schedule because I'm pretty hopeless with where we are on any given day, let alone where we are tomorrow. But,
Right.
I mean, we love Pierre. You know, we've been there so many times. You know, Ray and all the dudes there are just, you know, great friends of ours. I mean, it's one of the venues that we truly look forward to doing every single time we can. So I think we'll try and definitely hit it before the end of the year.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys played there, I think, twice in like less than a week back in February. I think the Hell Yeah show, you guys have played there like the week before to benefit. So, I mean...
Yep, that was crazy. Matt and I ended up flying in to do an acoustic set, you know,
Right.
I think we flew in from, I don't know where, Phoenix or somewhere like that. We got, you know, played an acoustic show, got on the plane at like 3 a.m, flew to Indiana, Fort Wayne, and Ray, the head of security, who's a great friend of ours, picks us up from the airport. We go straight to a radio thing, go straight to the show, go to the hotel for an hour, get back on the plane and fly to, I'm trying to think what the festival was, Rocklahoma. You know, get into the airport there, head to the stage, and literally get on there within half an hour of needing to be on stage. So that was pretty crazy. I mean, we were stoked to come back, you know, a week later, a little bit more organized, you know?
Right. Man, that's insane, man. Dude, Chris, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me.